To trekking pole or not to trekking pole? That is the question for today. So I'm on a day hike today and not doing an overnight. And so I'm doing something a little bit different. Well, I say different, it's really more back to the way I used to do things. For years, I used to use a walking stick. And that's what I'm using today. I'm back to the walking stick for today. A couple of years ago, when I first started using trekking poles, I really liked them. I still do. And I discovered, though, that trying to use two trekking poles like you're skiing, I just never could get it right. Maybe I'm just clumsy. I don't know. But I just never could handle that. And so what I do is when I'm on overnight trips, I usually just hike with one trekking pole. And the other one is sticking out of a pocket. Got spider webs. So the other one is just sticking out of a pocket in my backpack. And so why, if I'm switching to a hiking stick on a day hike, why wouldn't I just use a hiking stick all the time? Well, it comes down to some of the pros and cons of hiking stick versus trekking poles. My tent requires trekking poles, so I have to have the trekking poles. So if I'm on an overnight, I carry the trekking poles, and I only hike with one of them, but I have to have both of them. And if I'm on a day hike, I'm finding that I still like to go back to the hiking stick. Woo! Tunnel. So, if I like using a hiking stick, is there a downside to it? Well, the short answer to that is yes, there is a downside. And it is that if at some point today, like actually right now, for example, I'm on a real cruisy portion of trail that's just perfectly flat, I don't need the stick. If I had the trekking pole, I would probably collapse it and put it away. With a stick, though, you just can't do that. And so even though you may not want to use it right now, you're still stuck just carrying it because there's no way to just put that away on a day pack. So there is an upside and downside to most things in backpacking, I have found. Another advantage to having either a trekking pole or a walking stick is the ability to move things out of the way. I'm hiking here at kind of the beginning of summer, and there's a lot of undergrowth that's sort of overtaking the trail, and the ability to move that stuff out of the way with your walking stick is a real advantage. So I know there are a lot of people who don't use a walking stick or trekking poles. They just have the sense that the trekking poles and the walking stick is really for people who may have balance issues or people who are older, like me, who need it to deal with the ups and downs of the trail. And what I'm finding is that that's not necessarily true. It's not necessarily a thing that has to do with old knees and old hips. There are plenty of younger people who use them just because they find that it provides a little bit of extra balance and stability. So in the comments, do me a favor. Tell me, what's your preference? A hiking stick, trekking poles, or nothing at all? Thanks for watching. Remember to hit like and subscribe. So, probably want to cut that out. if I nearly trip and fall over a root, that doesn't say much for the walking stick, does it? I might include all that.